I have some gift ideas for photographers. Let's talk about them today in the studio. Hello there, my name is Alex Silva. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing in order for you to learn more about photography in general, but flash photography in particular. Today, I'd like to share with you a list of gift ideas for photographers. Everything under $200. I made this list based on many different conversations with other photographers, and we all talked about common needs that we may have, or some accessories or some items that we simply find very useful in our day-to-day work. In every category, I tried to look for at least 2 options, mostly 3, in different price points. Let's start with tripods. A friend of mine tells me that the tripod was the first photography accessory, and yeah, I kinda agree. So I have 2 options in this category, both from Manfrotto. The first one is the compact or small tabletop tripod. In this case, my recommendation is the Manfrotto PIXI Evo, which usually runs for about $60, and it's just awesome. I love them. I actually made a video about using tabletop tripods. They are super useful, especially if you're using small cameras, but it can also be used to hold, let's say, microphones, lights, things like that. It's super useful. On the other hand, if you want something for an actual camera that can serve as both a travel or a studio tripod, my recommendation is the Manfrotto Befree Advanced. This usually runs close to my limit, around $198 or $200. This is a great tripod, and one of the features that I really like about this is that the plate and the head that it's included, sorry, and especially the plate, is the 200PL Pro, which you can use to mount your camera on both the traditional Manfrotto heads, but also on Arca Swiss tripod heads. Love that kind of versatility. My next category, also with 2 options, is camera straps. I am not a big fan of the original neck straps that come with pretty much every camera. I find them super uncomfortable. It's only my opinion. Maybe it works for you. But in case you're looking for something different, the third-party straps that I just love and try to use pretty much all the time are the BlackRapid straps. The one that I use the most is the BlackRapid Wrist Breathe, which runs around $30. It's super comfortable and allows you to carry your camera in your hand all the time, but it's also really safe, really secure. So I really like that strap. On the other hand, if you want something that actually crosses your body and allows you to shoot pretty much either if you are left or right-handed, is the BlackRapid Cross Shot Breathe, which goes for about $54. And I just love that one. It's usually offered in black, but I got one in orange, which are my usual colors, or my brand colors, the black and orange. It's awesome. I love that. Most photographers nowadays at some point need to edit, to post-process their images, and I think a great gift for any fellow photographer would be the software required for it. In this case, I separated between subscription software, the permanent license, and something in between. Let's say, when it comes to subscription software, my recommendation would be to go with the Adobe photography plan, which starts running at $10 a month. If you require any extra storage, it may get higher, but it usually goes for $10 a month. On the other hand, if you prefer to pay only one time a permanent license for a slightly different kind of software, my recommendation would be Affinity Photo. I have used that before, especially on an iPad, and it's awesome. But they also have versions for, of course, for the iPad, for Windows, or for Mac. These last two versions, Mac or Windows, run for $70 approximately. And it's a great piece of software. It's pretty much the competition to Adobe Photoshop, and it's awesome. If you want to have options, whether you want to go with a subscription or a permanent license, my recommendation would be to go with Capture One. It actually offers both options. If you decide to go with a permanent license, it should go about $330. I don't remember the exact pricing, but I'll make sure to link to it in the description below. Other than that, if you prefer to go with the subscription model, in which you get all the constant updates to the software and things like that, you can the monthly cost is around $26. And either way, it's great software. I'm in the process of testing it, and it's amazing. All right, if you're going to edit your images, it's very likely that you may need a drawing tablet. And in my case, I'm going to recommend you 3 options, mostly based on the size of the of the tablet. All of these options come from a Chinese brand named HUION. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, I'm not sure. And they offer different sizes. The most compact one, which has a working surface of about 4 by 6 inches, is the HUION Inspiroy H610 P, which runs for about $35. The next one is a medium-sized. The working surface is around 6 by 10 inches, and it is the HUION H610 Pro version 2. That version is very important, which runs for about $50. And if I remember correctly, you can find another. There is a discount coupon associated with this product on Amazon at the time of this recording, so that may be a pretty good deal. This is actually the one that I use. The last option is something that I'm really interested in. Is larger. It's about 8 by 12 inches in the working area. The actual tablet is even larger than that, but it's also wireless, which is the HUION Inspiroy WH1409 version 2, which runs for about $182. And as you can see, with all these options, you pretty much cover some of the most common needs for photographers. And I think any one of these options will be a great gift, either for you or for a photographer friend of yours. I really hope you found this video interesting, informative, but also entertaining. If that is the case, please press the like button. You can also press the thanks button. You can also subscribe to the channel. But why don't you leave a comment below with some other suggestions for gifts for photographers? But most of all, please remember to stay safe, keep learning, and keep creating. And I'll see you in the next video.